আসসালামু আলাইকুম। সকলকে আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি ইয়ুথ লিডিং ক্লাইমেট অ্যাকশন বাংলাদেশের আজকের তারুণ্যের কথার যে এপিসোড, সেই এপিসোডে। এবং আজকের এপিসোডে আমরা একটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বিষয় নন মার্কেট অ্যাপ্রোচ সম্পর্কে জানবো যে জলবায়ু পরিবর্তনে নন মার্কেট অ্যাপ্রোচের প্রভাব কি এবং সে সংক্রান্ত আরো বিস্তারিত। আজকের এই আলোচনার জন্য আমাদের সাথে উপস্থিত রয়েছেন মালিহা এবং ফাহিমা, এবং তারা ইস্ট ওয়েস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটির সোশিয়োলজি ডিপার্টমেন্টের স্টুডেন্ট। তো আজকে তারা আমাদের সামনে উপস্থাপন করবেন নন মার্কেট অ্যাপ্রোচ সম্পর্কে, যে কিভাবে প্যারিস এগ্রিমেন্ট এবং হচ্ছে জলবায়ু পরিবর্তন এর সাথে এই নন মার্কেট অ্যাপ্রোচটি জড়িত। তো থ্যাঙ্কস। আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠানটি সকলকে লাইভ দেখার জন্য অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি, এবং আমি এখন মাইক হ্যান্ড ওভার করছি মালিহাকে তার প্রেজেন্টেশন শুরু করার জন্য। হ্যালো মালিহা, আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, my name is Rowshon. I am doing my undergraduate in Department of Sociology in East West University. Currently, I am doing my academic internship in YLCA. For the last 1 month, we have been trying to learn about one topic. During this time, we saw that people are working on many different issues. However, one important topic is not being discussed much, that is non-market approaches, NMA. We have learned about NMA, so now we want to share our knowledge with you. First, we need to know about the climate change. Climate change is one of the most serious global challenges today. It is not only an environmental issue, but also a social and economic problem that affects people daily life. The main causes are human activists like burning fossil fuels, and human activists like deforestation and industrial production, which release greenhouse gas such as carbon dioxide and warm the earth. This warming leads to rising temperature, melting glaciers, and increasing sea levels. As a result, we see more floods, cyclone, and droughts. Farmers lose crops due to irregular rainfall. And coastal communities face flooding and displacement. Climate change also harms human health, though pollution, disease, and heart stress. These impacts are unequal. Developing countries like Bangladesh are more vulnerable due to limited resources and geography. Therefore, global cooperation is necessary to reduce risk and protect people and the environment. Now we about to know about the overview of the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement is happening 2015. Is a global effort of fight climate change. Its main goal is to keep global temperature well below 2 degrees Celsius and try to limit in 1.5 degrees Celsius. The key feature is flexibility. Each country sets its own targets called National Determined Contribution (NDCs). The agreement is also required transparency, so countries report their progress regularly. Developed countries are expected to support developing countries through finance, technology, and training. Overall, the agreement promotes cooperation, fairness, and sustainability. Now we should know about Article 6. The role of Article 6 is very important part of the Paris Agreement because it provides practical ways for countries to work together. Climate action can be expensive and difficult, so cooperation helps reduce cost and provide efficiency. Article 6 includes their three main approaches. Article 6.2 allows countries to trade emission reduction directly. And Article 6.4 establishes a global carbon market where projects can generate carbon credits. However, not all countries are comfortable with market based approaches as they may create inequality or focus too much on profit. To solve this issue, Article 6.8 introduced non-market approaches. These approaches focus on cooperation without trading. This makes Article 6 more inclusive and flexible, allowing countries to choose methods that suit their needs and priorities. Uh, Article 6.2 Article 6.2 allows countries to transfer emission reduction known as ITMO to each other. This means that countries that reduce more emission than required can share those reduction uh, with countries that are struggling to meet their targets. This system helps reduce global emission in a cost-effective way. However, it also creates challenges. One major issue is double counting, where the same emission reduction is counted by more than one country. To prevent this, a strong monitoring system and transparency are essential. Without proper rules, credibility of the system uh, can be affected. The Article 6.4 Article 6.4 creates a centralized carbon market mechanism. In this system, climate-friendly projects such as renewable energy or forest conservation can generate carbon credits. These credits can be sold to other countries or companies. This approach encourages investment and innovation, especially from the private sector. Business can support climate projects while also gaining financial benefits. However, there are concerns that carbon markets may prioritize profit over all real environmental impact. Also, not all countries have equal access to these markets. This highlights the importance of having non-market approaches alongside market-based system. Now, introduction of Article 6.8. Article 6.8 focuses on non-market approaches, which means countries cooperate without buying or selling carbon credits. Instead, they support each other though financial assistance, technology transfer, and capacity building. For example, a developed country may provide solar technology, early warning system, or funding for climate projects is in a developing country. These approaches are more focused on real needs and long-term benefits. They also ensure that climate action is fair and inclusive, especially for vulnerable community. Non-market approaches are important because they focus not on reducing emission but also on improve people's lives and building resilience. Rationale for establishing non-market approaches. Non-market approaches were created to address the limitation of carbon markets. Many developing countries cannot participate fully in carbon markets due to lack of resources, technical knowledge, and infrastructures. In addition, climate changes are different in every country. Some countries face floods while others face droughts or sea level rise. Because of this diversity, flexible and customized solutions are needed. NMA provides this flexible solution. It ensure fairness by allowing all countries to participate in climate action. It also supports uh, both environmental protection and economic development, making climate action more balanced and inclusive. Uh, development of Article 6.8. The Article 6.8 was introduced in 2015, but its development took time. Countries needed to agree on rules and frameworks for implementation, and a major breakthrough happened on COP26, where a clear framework was established. After that, programs were developed, and the NMA platform was created to support coordination and information sharing. Although progress has been made, challenges such as low awareness, technical barriers, and limited participation still exist. Objects of non-market approaches. The objects of non-market approaches are broad and interconnected. They aim to ensure mitigation, reducing emission, and strength adaptation by helping people cope with climate impacts. They also support sustainable development by improving their living condition, creating jobs, and promoting clean energy. Non-market approaches help reduce poverty, especially in vulnerable communities, by providing particular support. In addition, it encourages cooperation between countries and ensure participation from both public and private sectors. It also promotes innovation and knowledge sharing, which are essential for long-term progress. And the non-market approach, platform and participation. The non-market platform is a digital system that helps countries connect to share information and find partners. It acts as a central hub for cooperation. To participate, a country first appoints a national focal point, then it identifies its needs or support. It can offer and uploads this information to the platform. The platform can connect countries with partners such as donors, experts, and organizers. Uh, Once connected, countries can work together to implement projects and share progress. This improves transparency and learning. Tools and features. The platform provides many useful tools, including financial support, technology transfer, and training opportunities. It also acts as an information hub with case study best practice. Um, it includes a discussion forum for sharing ideas and challenges. The networking feature connects countries with donors and experts, which helps build partnership. Those tools can improve cooperation if they are used effectively. Thank you so much. The next part will discuss by Faimafluz Mithila.
Uh, okay, thank you, Maliha. Hello, everyone. My name is Fahima Firoz Mithila, and I am an undergraduate student in Sociology Department at the East West University. And currently, I'm doing my internship at YLCA. Maliha basically briefly discuss about the NMA. And now I'm going to talk about the rest of the content that we have learned about more about NMA. So first, the NMA cases. NMA cases. So first one is Reciclo Orgánicos Chile. So it is a cooperation project between Chile and Canada that focuses on reducing methane emissions from waste. So methane is a strong greenhouse gas, and much of it comes from organic waste in landfills. The project promotes composting, recycling, and proper waste separation to reduce these emissions and improve waste management systems. It also supports national policies in Chile, especially make efforts to increase the use of organic waste and reduce landfill dependence. The project provides funding, technology, and training to local governments, communities, and the private sector. It supports solutions like composting plants and landfill gas capture systems. These actions help to reduce pollution, improve public health, and create green jobs. It also strengthens systems to measure emissions by helping Chile to achieve its climate goals and build a more sustainable future. The next one is Subaru initiative. The Subaru, the full meaning is that a full form is a sustainable business of adaptation for resilient urban future. So the Subaru initiative is led by Japan with support from UN Habitat to help build climate resilient cities in the Asia Pacific region. It works across more than 40 countries and focuses on supporting supporting local governments and communities so they can better adapt to climate change. The initiative they use methods like pilot projects, workshops, and expert meetings to understand local problems and find practical solutions based on each city's needs. It also promotes technology transfer and innovation by bringing useful technologies and knowledge from the Japanese private sectors to cities that needs them. At the same time, it encourages strong participation from businesses, governments, and experts, creating partnerships for sustainable urban development. In addition, the initiative gives special importance to small and medium enterprises and startups, helping them to take part in climate solutions. It also supports capacity building and knowledge sharing, which helps cities for improve their skills and long-term planning for climate adaptation and resilience. Next one is APM, which is the first registered non-market approach. The full form is the Adaptation Benefits Mechanism. It is mainly implemented in African countries and is known as the first registered non-market approach under Article 6.8 of the Paris Agreement. It focuses on improving the resilience of vulnerable communities and ecosystems by supporting adaptation actions. The mechanism collects funding from both public and private sectors and public and private sources, making it possible to carry out projects that might not happen without financial support. It also provides verified and certified data on adaptation progress, which helps to measure improvements in resilience and ensures the transparency and accountability for governments, donors, and its investors. The ABM supports activities that help communities to face climate risks such as droughts, floods, and environmental damages. It also encourages the participation of civil society and the private sector by offering incentives like financial rewards, technology transfer, and knowledge sharing. All benefits, including any emission reductions, remain in the host country and which are not transferred internationally. By promoting adaptation finance, capacity building, and strong partnerships, the ABM helps countries to achieve their nationally determined contributions, NDCs, and other climate goals. Overall, it is an important mechanism that combines finance, data, and cooperation to strengthen climate resilience and support sustainable development. So the next part is the recent conferences and webinars that we have, and we have learned so much more about NMA. So the first one is the conference. It is the name. The name is the 14C 2023 conference, held on 16 June 2023, focused on how to implement Article 6.8 of the Paris Agreement and how non-market approaches can increase climate finance without using carbon markets. The session was moderated by Marshall Villegas, who raised the main question of how NMS can support mitigation, adaptation, and biodiversity together. So During the conference, Lucy Naidu introduced the ABM, which provides verified certificates for adaptation work instead of carbon credits. This helps to properly measure adaptation and mobilize financial support. Audrey explained about green banks that connect investors with project developers, and said the real problem is not lack of money, but the lack of proper systems. Then Diana Guzman showed the tools that track impacts like carbon, water use, and SDGs. Giving the example of waste projects in Senegal that gives job opportunities and improve climate resilience. Lastly, Excel said about adaptation, that adaptation still has weak definitions and institutions, that Article 6.8 and ABM can help to improve these systems. So the next one is the webinar. The webinar is held on 27 February 2025 by CGIAR, and titled From COP29 to COP30 Non-Market Approaches under Article 6.8. It brought together experts including Peter Riggs from Clara, Gareth Phillips from AFDB, African Development Bank, and Stephen Leonard, and was moderated by Eliza from CGIAR. The discussion first focused on the history of Article 6.8, explaining it was created as an alternative to carbon market systems like the Clean Development Mechanism, CDM. Some countries felt that climate action should not be treated like a market-based system, and Bolivia especially supported Mother Earth and more holistic approach based on fairness and cooperation. The panel then discussed the Adaptation Benefits Mechanism, ABM, which was first developed in 2016 and piloted in 2019. It follows a minimum concessionality model, which means it only covers the basic cost of a project without making profit, following the idea of make a living, not a killing. They also mentioned that the first ABM project was registered in Uganda with support from development partners. In terms of progress, they highlighted that development was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the progress happened later at COP26 in Glasgow, where the Glasgow Committee was formed, and at COP29, where the NMA, Non Market Approach platform, was officially launched. In the webinar, they also mentioned several challenges facing Article 6.8. These includes high technical requirements and low availability of funding, difficulties in combining mitigation and adaptation within the same projects, low participation from NGOs and local communities, and heavy workload on national focal points who also need stronger technical skills. So then in COP30, there was a discussion about Article 6.8, which focuses on non-market approaches, and it received more attention compared to previous COPs. It was strongly supported by developing countries, AOCs, ILAC, and other groups, because this area is still less developed compared to Article 6.2 and 6.4. The main idea is to promote climate cooperation without using carbon trading systems. One of the main issues was that the NMA platform is still not widely used, even though tools like webinars, user manuals, and regional workshops were provided. Participation still remained very low. Only a few approaches have been registered, while many support providers still exist. Countries pointed out technical and usability problems like unclear filters, poor categorization, and difficulty in navigating the platform. Because of this, the system is not easy to use in practice. To improve this situation, countries suggested several solutions. One important idea was to create small working groups so that different countries can develop better ideas and increase more participation. There was also a debate about participation rules. Currently, at least 2 countries are needed for a project, but some countries suggested allowing single country projects as well. This could help to increase flexibility and make it more easier for countries to show their climate actions. Developing countries also strongly highlighted the need for more financial support, training, and technology transfer. Without these, it is difficult for them to fully participate in non-market approaches. Transparency and better information sharing between countries were also emphasized to build trust and improve cooperation. In addition, new focus areas such as ecosystem restoration and ecotourism were discussed. These ideas show that climate action can be done without carbon trading by focusing on nature-based and sustainable solutions. Finally, the main goal of these discussions is to make the NMA system more simple, clear, inclusive, and easy to use. Countries also agreed that in 2026, the system will be reviewed again to improve its performance and avoid duplication with other climate work under the Paris Agreement. So the next part is the climate challenges in Bangladesh. So what are the challenges? What are the climate challenges are facing in Bangladesh? So Bangladesh is one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world because it is a low-lying delta. Every year it faces serious climate and environmental problems such as floods, cyclones, river erosion, water pollution, and air pollution. Sea level rise and heavy monsoon rainfall also increase the risk of coastal flooding and displacement of people, especially in southern coastal areas. These impacts still make life more difficult for millions of people who are dependent on farming, fishing, and natural resources. In many places, poor waste management is a major issue, where garbage is often dumped in open spaces or into rivers and canals. This blocks drainage systems and increases urban flooding during heavy rainfall, and air pollution is also rising due to traffic congestion, brick kilns, and industrial activities. At the same time, many rivers are heavily polluted, yet people in some areas still depends on unsafe water. Weak infrastructure and low awareness makes the situation more worse. While climate change continues to increase the frequency and intensity of floods, cyclone, and heat waves across the country. So lastly, in conclusion, we can see that non-market approaches under Article 6.8 of the Paris Agreement are an essential part of global climate action because they promote cooperation between countries without using carbon trading systems. Instead of focusing on markets, NMAs focus on practical support such as financial assistance, technology transfer, capacity building, and knowledge sharing. I'm repeating multiple times because it is very important, which are especially important for developing countries that face limited resources and higher climate vulnerability. From the discussions at COPs, webinars, and and conferences, it is clear that Article 6.8 has gradually developed through important milestones such as COP26, COP29, and COP30. Tools like the NMA platform and mechanisms like the ABM shows how non-market approaches can support real climate actions such as waste management, ecosystem restoration, renewable energy, and climate resilient infrastructure. Case studies like case studies are also proved that NMS can deliver measurable environmental and social benefits. However, the discussions also highlighted the challenges, several ongoing challenges, including low participation, limited funding, technical difficulties, weak platform usability, and heavy workload on national focal points. Because of this, the countries have emphasized the need for stronger systems, better financial and technical support, improved transparency, and greater involvement of local communities and NGOs. Overall, NMA are not just an alternative to carbon markets, but a necessary pathway to make climate action more inclusive, fair, and practical. With continued improvements and stronger global cooperation, NMS can play a major role in building a more sustainable, resilient, and equitable future for all countries. Thank you, everyone. And here's one question to all the audience. We want to know about your opinions. Please let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Maliha and Fahima, for this session. And we are very glad to know about this topic. And we want to know that how people are thinking about NMA and the climate change effect on it. So let the ball pass to the audience and let them ask the question, and we will answer it. So thank you so much for this discussion today, and we are going to end this session. And thank you both of you to make this session very informative. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, everyone. Allah Hafiz.